Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham AFC from the point of view of long-term fans and new fans.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome to episode 120 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. Hello.
I thought you got it wrong then for a minute.
Why?
I was in my head. I was waiting for you to say 121, but you didn't.
That's next week.
That's definitely next week.
That's next week.
Are you okay?
I am absolutely knackered.
I am very tired also. I think what we like if the distance of an away game is sort of
More than 10 minutes.
No, over sort of like 2 hours and a quarter. We sort of look at staying over, don't we? And so we're going to Charlton next on Saturday. So we're staying over down in Greenwich. We're looking to go to Bristol, sort of around Christmas. We're going to stay over there. We've already booked our hotel. Fingers crossed for tickets for that one. Rotherham was sort of a weird one, wasn't it? Because Siân's got a bad hip, as we've discussed previously. And so driving for anything more than 2 hours is a bit too much for you. So I drive there and then Siân usually drives back. But Rotherham was that weird one because if you got stuck in traffic, it was a potential for it to be up towards 3 hours. So we thought, we'll stay over. And the beauty of staying over is, you're not rushing back. So we sort of decided to stay in Rotherham. I drove there. We, went to the hotel and everything. We thought we'll have a nice restful evening, get up, be refreshed, and then come back home, do the podcast. It hasn't worked out like that, was it? I think I feel more tired than if we'd have just come home.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you. I am with you on that one.
I think we're all tired. I think tonight we will have an early night.
No, not for me.
Because we go back to work tomorrow after having a week off. Today, when this podcast comes out, we would have done a day. Well, I would have already done a day's work, but Ryan...
You're rambling now.
I know, sorry. I'm tired. Anyway, so on this week's show, we talk about our trip to Rotherham. We go into a little bit more detail about the game. We talk about club news, the news that's come out of the club. And we also look ahead at our next away game on Saturday, which is Charlton Athletic, which we're really looking forward to. And also, my favourite part of the show, yes, you've guessed it, it's the quiz.
Siân's also completely cut out a game as well. We're also going to have a little chat about the Huddersfield game, which is before the Charlton game on Tuesday.
Because, do you know what? It's because I'm so not used to them being Tuesday games.
I know, this is, because it's starting now. The old Tuesday, Saturday starting, and you've just got to get into the swing of the Tuesday, Saturday.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Sorry, the Huddersfield and Charlton game.
Yes, we are. I'm
looking forward to both of them, actually.
I'm really looking forward to the Charlton game.
Yes.
I am. We'll talk a bit more about that sort of later in the show. So, start with a bit of news.
Let's start with a bit of news.
So, Ollie has signed a contract extension.
I'm wearing his clothing brand.
Yeah, it's like an homage, is it? Like
no, I'm freezing and my red one is in the wash. So, but yeah,
Yeah, no,
let's go with that.
Where you? Okay, let's get straight into the crux of it. So, everyone likes Ollie.
Yep.
We always say we think Paul plays better when he's got Ollie alongside him.
The stats have proven that.
Yeah, Ollie likes doing, whether he likes it or not, I don't know, but he does a lot of the sort of dirty work up front, holding the ball up, doing all that sort of stuff. He does that very well. All that being said, I think there was an element of slight surprise that he'd signed. So how did you feel about it when you heard that he'd signed an extension?
I was, because I was a little bit surprised, not disappointed or unhappy about it, but I was a little bit surprised because obviously we bought Mo Farlin. He is also 6'5", same as Ollie.
Yeah.
So we thought the natural progression would be Ollie's coming near, he's at that age now where he naturally should be coming towards the end of his career.
Should be.
Naturally.
Yeah, okay.
He should be coming towards the end of his career. You know, he's 30-something now.
Yeah.
So, you know, footballer's years, that's like ancient.
32 he is. So he's not that old.
No, he's not that old, but he is coming towards the end of his career. But I mean, if you're anything like James McLean, he's like fit as a fiddle, so you just don't know. But yeah, I thought when they brought Mo Farah in the summer, I thought, okay, the natural progression would be Ollie, yes, played games up until the point where he goes, right, I'm hanging up my boots.
Pass the baton.
Pass the baton to Mo Farah. But obviously the news has come out that Ollie has signed for 2 years, 25-26 season he's in there for.
So till 2026.
Yes.
I think he had until the end of this season anyway.
Yeah.
And then he signed an extra a 1 year extension to take him to the end of 2026. So he's 33 in January. So yeah. Look, I personally think I was a bit like you. I was a little bit surprised because we talked about Mo Farah a little bit last week, where we said his performance in the EFL Trophy when he scored his lovely goal that he scored was better than what the last game he played in the EFL Trophy. But there was still, you could clearly see there was a lot of work to do to get him, you know, playing regularly and performing regularly at the level that Parky's going to want him to.
Which is why I think maybe Parky asked Ollie to extend his contract, because he doesn't think that Mo Farah is up to the standard that he wants his players to be at.
Perhaps, and you know, maybe that, but it's still a really young lad.
Yeah.
So I do understand this. The other slight thing that surprised me about it, the reason that it surprised me is, I know sort of Ollie's partner hasn't moved up here. She still lives in London. She runs a business down in London. So he spends a lot of time sort of being up here, training, you know, playing games. But he does spend a lot of time travelling back down to London whenever he has dispensation to sort of say, right, you can go back for a day, or you can go back for 2 days, or we have a game in London, you know, you can go back a day earlier and spend a little bit of time with the family. Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You know, so that... The fact that he has extended it does surprise me, because I thought he may want to get back down to living in London and would maybe look for a club closer to home that maybe fitted in with his life maybe a little bit more. So that element of it sort of surprised me a bit. But I'm happy that he has re-signed, because I still think... We're going to talk. We'll talk about Rotherham in a minute, but I think we saw on Saturday how much he has still got to give, and how much of this sort of dirty work, you know, that he does do.
Yeah.
That allows players with not being awful, but a little bit more skill, a little bit more mobility and touch than he has to do the fancy stuff. I think he does a lot of the dirty work to sort of allow that to happen. I'm not saying he doesn't have a good touch, he does, but I'm just saying there are more skillful players. And
the innuendos that you come out on this...
touch?
Yeah.
Because I said touch.
Yeah, but no, it's that, you know, I'm not saying he hasn't got the touch.
A good touch, I said.
Well, like, yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's not though, is it?
But... So good news for Ollie. I think it's a good move. So next bit of news.
Talking about strikers.
Jack Marriott.
I know. Well, we...
Devastating.
Yeah, it is. I think from everything we'd heard about this sort of just after it happened, you know, there was rumours that had started to swirl around that he'd broken his leg. Well, I mean, when someone says someone's broken their leg, you think, oh, God, that's going to be horrendous. I'm not sure where on the scale of how bad it is, but as it turns out, he has...
It requires surgery.
Yeah, he has broken his leg. It does require surgery. From what we heard when Parky said, it was really innocuous. There was no one around him at the time. His sort of ankle's just gone over. It snapped his Is it fibula?
Fibula. I quite like watching Parky and Mullins' interview after the Rotherham game.
Yeah.
Because they both used the word innocuous.
Did
and
they?
I thought,
So
is that media training or is that what you've been told to say?
yeah, maybe like Dan Scar's just completely cleaned him out and broke his leg in training, and then they've gone, no one around him.
It was innocuous.
Yeah, completely
Yeah,
innocuous.
no, I do believe that it was one of those freak things that happened.
Which
it's
it's really disappointing because, I think Mullins sort of summed it up great, really. It is very much a squad game, and Jack had come in January, which, as we all know, is very difficult to do, to come into a settled team that's already played half of the season and gel with everybody that's already a group. You don't have the sort of more relaxed nature, perhaps, of a pre-season to be able to do that. You're right in the thick of it. You've got to gel with people straight away. You're not going to get loads of chances. He was getting 10, 15 minutes here and there in different games. And he couldn't really build up a rhythm. Really tough for him. He got a goal towards the end of the season against Forest Green, carried it into this season. Obviously, I think there was a few worries about Jack when he first come. A lot of people said he likes golf more than football. You'll do well to get him in training on time because he's always at the golf course. All this sort of stuff that you always hear. But I think he's very much kept to the job at hand, and he's made sure that when his chance came, he was ready.
Yeah.
Start this season, he's flown up the blocks, scored 4, 5, is it this season?
Something like that, 4 or 5.
And he's been integral while Paul's been coming back from his back surgery.
Yep.
I suppose you could argue if this was going to happen, maybe it's happened at the best time it could have. That maybe Paul's just about there, and sorry, you yawning. Sorry. You tried to hide that so well then.
I did.
By scratching the top lip and covering your mouth to make out it was just and it was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
But yeah, no, I'll forgive it this
Thank
week because
you.
we're very tired.
Thank you.
But yeah, maybe you could argue if it had to happen, maybe now is there or thereabouts, maybe the right time that we could, if you got, if you had to choose,
you don't want it to
time,
happen any time, but
you
I suppose,
but if it's got to happen, maybe this is the right time.
Parky did say in his after the, obviously we're going to talk about Rotherham, but he did say in his interview after the Rotherham game that obviously this incident happened on Thursday before the Rotherham game, so obviously it's still very fresh, and he said, he made a comment that they were very low on Thursday. He said, but they picked themselves up, trained on Friday, and he said Paul Mullen was kind of, he'd got that spark back. He was he was just the Paul Mullen that we know.
Yeah, and
which is a good thing, really.
Another thing Paul said was it sort of felt like, it was the first sort of week in training where there was the aches and pains had gone away. Yeah. There was a bit more sharpness. He felt like his fitness was better. So, like I say, you don't want it to happen at any time.
Or to any player.
But perhaps it's happened at the right time for us in the sense of we've literally got him back.
Yes.
And, look, his match fitness isn't there. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Again, he admitted that in his...
He did. But look, I gutted for Jack. Really am.
Really
because
gutted.
I felt like...
We were watching the players coming off the bus at the Rotherham game, and we were like... Everyone was coming off. I was Owen O'Connell, Tom O'Connor, James McLean, and we were like, "Where's Jack Marriott? James Marriott? Jack Marriott?" Because we didn't know whether the rumours were true or not.
No, we didn't. We weren't 100% sure at this point, and we were just waiting for him to get off the bus. And we were waiting, and then the last person got off, and then we were like,
"Oh,
he's not there." So.
And then Stephen Fletcher came off, and we thought, "Oh, maybe there's more."
No, that was it.
No.
So yeah, it was. Look, I am gutted for him.
I am really gutted.
But I think we did a sort of the live pre-game, and I think I said during that, if only we had a 20-plus goal a season striker ready to step in, and you know, which
we
do, and you know, he certainly
it's his only
did that.
it's Paul Mullen at the Rotherham game. It's his first league game goal. Because obviously he scored at the EFL trophy and that, but this is his first league goal.
For
so
like
hopefully
200 odd games, I think.
Days, he said.
Games. What am I talking
we haven't
about?
played 200 odd games.
No.
I don't think we do that in any season.
There might be lots of slip of the tongue like that in this. I said something mental just before we started recording. I mixed up minutes and seconds, didn't I? When I was saying a sentence, but anyway. One last thing, just to mention, not necessarily club news, but just important to the show. We mentioned Christian last week that he was doing a 5k run.
I think so.
5k run, charity run in aid of the Institute of Cancer Research. And he was doing it at the point that we recorded last week. So we sort of said, fingers crossed he has finished. We didn't know if he did, but he did send us a message. He said, thanks so much for the mention. Support and sponsorship, it's so appreciated. It was a slow run, but I did finish. To recuperate, we've travelled to Morocco for some sun and relaxation. With the Wi-Fi's a little bit hit and miss, hence my late reply after listening. Great pod as always. At least I managed to find Wi-Fi to update my EFL team. Ryan is creeping up behind slowly, only about 7 points in it. Yeah, well, come
on, Christian, pull your finger out, mate.
Should be supporting me.
No, because you're just so unlivable when you're winning stuff. So
yeah, look, if you do want to support the show, you can buy us a coffee. The page to be able to do that is buymeacoffee.com/me the wife. Loads of people to thank this week. Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you very much. I think Jay wished me happy birthday when he'd done that, so thank you. Sarah, thank you very much
everyone
to you.
Did.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. We got Roy and Trisha, who supported the show as well this week, and we also had Kelly.
Yes.
So thank you. We are, just to give everyone an update, with regards to, you know, people buying us a coffee and where that money sort of goes, we've made inroads into changing the look and feel of the show. Not the content, because we know you like that, but definitely the look and feel of the show. There's a few things ongoing at the moment, and we're just trying to get a few things sorted, but fingers crossed we'll get that sorted soon. And it's exciting
possibly
times.
This may be a long time, but we're possibly looking at a rebrand.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about that now because this. I'm not.
Aside from the fact I'm not blonde anymore.
There is that, yes. But we're gonna, we'll see.
We will, we'll keep you updated on that.
We will.
Yes, obviously.
So let's talk about the game.
Let's.
So we travelled down. We went down quite early, didn't we? To Rotherham.
Yeah, looking back now, probably a bit of a mistake.
No, I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we parked up. We went into Rotherham town centre. Reminded us very much of Wrexham, didn't it? Mm-hmm. It had like an indoor market, which was very similar to Wrexham's. It just had a feel of Wrexham, really, about it, and it was
lots of boarded up shops.
No.
I'm joking.
No, but it I don't know, there's just something about it. It did feel quite similar to Wrexham, really. So we had a little bit of a walk around, and met a few other Wrexham fans, said hello, had a little bit of a chat, tried to find out where the Wrexham pub was.
Yeah.
Turned out it was in the complete opposite direction and the other side of the ground to where we were, so we didn't head over. So we had a nice little slow walk down to the ground, didn't we? And as you're walking up to the ground, you spot it. Very nice. It looks very much like a ground that's been built in the last 15 years.
Yeah, it's a very nice ground, to be fair.
It is, which it has. It was built in 2012.
Yeah.
I think, and opened in 2012. So, and it has got that sort of feel. Very nice look to it. The thing I was a little bit worried about is it's a bowl, you know, and we've been to a couple of bowls, and you'd sort of argue. I called it not Rotherham's ground, other bowls that we've been to. I called them lifeless bowl.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that's, with a four-sided ground, you get a bit of a different atmosphere. Sorry, my voice might be a little bit croaky. It was even worse yesterday after all the shouting at the game, but it's coming back a little bit. But maybe talking for an hour might send it over the edge. I'm not sure.
Here's hoping.
We met some lovely Rotherham fans,
We
though,
did.
didn't it? We were walking to the ground and we asked other Wrexham fans, where's the away end? And they went, we don't know. But there was this lovely guy who came. He was a Rotherham fan, wasn't he? He said, I'm walking that way. I'll take you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, brilliant. So he walked us down. We had a lovely chat with him. He pointed out Rotherham's old ground, which was sort of not that far away.
No, still got the floodlights up.
Floodlights up. He said it still gets used now and again, so that was really nice. He walked us so far, and he goes, just keep going down there, and that's where it was. As we walked down, we got chatting to a steward.
He was very lovely.
He was lovely as well, really nice. He sort of had a chat with us. He said, the Wrexham team bus is coming along shortly. As we said, we were watching the players coming off the bus, and we had a chat with him for a bit. And
we've never done that before.
We haven't, we've never gone to the ground and stood and watched the players getting off the bus. It just so happened we decided to do our pre-game live in a particular spot, which happened to be quite close to where we were going into the ground and the turnstiles, which also just happened to be where the players were getting off the bus. So we got to watch all that and experience all that. I enjoyed that.
I loved it. If they were like in touching distance of us.
Yeah, did you?
They didn't.
Did you want to reach out?
I did, especially when James McLean came off the bus. I'm joking. I thought it was a bit weird though, because usually, obviously, when you're at the home ground, they sign signatures, autographs, all that kind of stuff, have photographs. But they didn't. They were like ushered off the bus and taken in. I don't know whether that's because, what time was it? It was about.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. It was I sort of felt like it was later than they should be getting there, because it was about 25 past 1, something like that. And once they'd got off the bus and gone in, they opened the sort of gates for us to go in as well. So it did feel quite late, because I sort of feel like they get to the racecourse about 12:30.
Usually,
for an early game. So I don't know the reason why they. So
Traffic,
maybe that's why they didn't come and have a chat.
Maybe they went along the M1 and got stuck in traffic.
Maybe.
Because we didn't, did we?
No, we didn't. No, but that's the beauty of going early.
Okay.
Yeah. See, look. What I kind of lost it. I've lost what I was going. Anyway, sorry. We went into the ground.
We mentioned it before that we did. Obviously Jack Marriott didn't come off the bus. We were quite thingy about that. But then at 1:30, they opened the gates. We went in.
Nice concourse.
Scanned our tickets, I quite like that. It's nice having the personable. Feel of a steward scanning your card or whatever, your season ticket or whatever. But I quite like the fact that you can just scan it and go through the turnstile. I quite like that.
Yeah, it's all automated. So we went through. I'm a bit 50-50 on that, because I do like the automated nature of it, and I think that's probably the way that we will drift in the future. But at the same time, I do like going to the turnstile and going, oh, are you okay? How are you doing? Big game today. I like that. And it's something you lose with an automated sort of... But you don't get that in an away game. You don't really have a chat with a person on the turnstile anyway. So away games, I'm fine with it. I'm just not sure how I'd feel about it being at the home games, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Look, we got some food and drinks.
It's very important, this bit of information now, people.
Touch overpriced. I would say
£4 for a sausage roll. I don't know what that is in Australian money or American money or wherever you're listening from.
Google it, but it felt too much to me.
I got, obviously you went to get your beers and then Alfie wanted a drink, so I took him to another bit and I got him a drink. He had a hot dog and I got a sausage roll. And it was £12.25 or something like that. Yeah,
it was £5 for a pint. For Carlsberg, which Carlsberg's like the lower end of the beers, in my personal opinion. Madry, which is higher up the scale, is cheaper in the racecourse than Carlsberg was at Rotherham. I also thought, I fancy a pint of Guinness. So they did Guinness in cans, but they obviously put it into a pint glass. £6.60. £6.60. I think. Oh, sorry.
What was that?
That was Duolingo reminding me to do my Spanish.
Turn your notifications off.
I know. Sorry, but yeah, I felt that was quite expensive. So I thought it was quite an expensive ground, but you tend to get that with new grounds, I think, a little bit because they're trying to recoup the cost of building the ground itself.
Yeah, I guess
that. Maybe.
But the one thing I will say about away, we've said this before, but the one thing I would say about away games, apart from Oldham, because they was shocking the way
atrocious,
it was. Yeah, the ones we've been to this year, and last year maybe. They are quite organised in regards to serving drinks. They're pre-organised basically.
Yeah, they were, to be fair to them. I think that they've all sort of been like that. We can't really comment too much on Bolton when we went there because we were literally the first through the turnstile. So there was nobody queuing up. I was the first one. So it's quite hard to comment on that. But yeah, Bolton, Birmingham, Rotherham, all been quite
all organised,
all very organised. Yeah. Look, unchanged team, apart from the one change, which was Jack Marriott out and Paul Mullin in, which we've obviously discussed is quite disappointing. We were in the safe standing section as well again, weren't we? Which we
were in our seats because there was a steward, and anybody standing in the safe standing. I can kind of see where he was coming from because obviously people may have specific. I mean, we didn't, did we? We didn't specifically choose to stand in the safe standing.
No, we just picked a section.
But people may have specifically wanted to be in that section, so I can kind of understand where he was coming from. But he was this tiny little person, and he was like, I don't know. I just think the power went to his head a bit.
Yeah, it did, and absolutely. There was lots of instances during the game when he just had loads of confrontations. But it was just a bit much for me. But anyway,
by the by.
As I say, one change. Noise was immense from the Wrexham fans from about 15-20 minutes before kick-off to all the way through the game, the way to the end. It did not stop. Saw quite a few Rotherham fans saying how loud we were, and it was just all the way through. Couldn't have been a better start. Could not have been a better start. I mean, everyone's still settling down. They've logged it as 16 seconds. I've timed it. Alfie, our son, has timed it.
You were going to say my son then.
I was going to say my son, yeah. Our son, sorry. And it's 15. It's 100% 15. We've done it a couple of times. 15 seconds. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even think it was that quick. But, kick off, back, forward. Ollie took it down. Out to Barnett. Great cross. Another assist.
Yeah.
And we were just straight there, right on the score sheet, straight away. It could not have been a better start.
When we do our lineups and stuff on FanHub, I always put Ryan Barnett as an assister because you can guarantee he's gonna do something.
Yeah, I know, and he just. I would normally do this at the end, but we'll break away from the game. I know we just started talking about the game just for a second, but he looked so good.
I love him.
He looked so good on Saturday. And every time I see him, I just think I think he's going to be a Premier League player one day. Hopefully that...
With us.
Hopefully that is with us.
Yeah.
But if, for whatever reason, we don't make it that far, I still think he will.
He's superb.
He really is. And he looks so comfortable with the ball at his feet. Like, it's just so natural for him. Like, he's got a great touch and everything. The little tricks, they're not over the top.
No.
They're not, he's not trying to do too much, but even when he does the tricks, he's still got perfect control of the ball. And I just think he's getting better. Even though we're only, 11 games in now?
Something like that.
He
should be 12, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's getting better, in my opinion. Every single week that I see him.
I can't see anybody starting over Ryan Barnett, to be honest.
I can't either. And I think I do feel slightly sorry for Anthony Ford in a sense, and Luke Bolton, I suppose. But Anthony Ford had such a good game in the EFL Trophy. I know it's a very different competition. I know they were playing an under-21 side.
But still.
But he had such a good game. And then you watch Barney and you go, it's just levels. It's a completely different league. You know what I mean? It's not... Anthony Ford couldn't do what Ryan Barnett can do.
He's so good. I love it when he does his little feet tricks.
Yeah, I know.
Tricks. He's very good. He is really, really good.
I think we had 26% possession in the first half, and I think for the first time in a game, it felt like that. It definitely felt like they, Rotherham were very good at holding on to the ball, passing it around. They were very comfortable in possession throughout the team. Nobody looked uncomfortable with the ball at their feet. The first couple of chances I remember them having were quite tame. I think Rafferty had a shot which just Arthur caught. It was nothing big. They had another one which was a little bit more venom to it, but again it was straight at Arthur and he took it. Rafferty then smashed one wide. He should have done much better with that. It went just past the post.
It did, yeah.
But it was that was quite indicative of the first half, really, the amount of possession they had. I think when the game finished, I wanted to call them a bit toothless. They've obviously got Johnson Clark-Harris that normally plays up front. He wasn't in the matchday squad. I didn't really delve into why, if he was injured or whatever. I didn't really look into that. But it felt like they were missing somebody like him up front. Someone with a bit more, sort of like, someone who's used to scoring all the time. That's what it sort of felt like. I think the best chance in the first half, there was... I think Tom O'Connor gave a free kick away and it was a set piece. They crossed it in. Somebody flicked it on and Arthur made a decent save down to his right-hand side. And on the follow-up, Ollie blocked it. And it was just like, and Ollie got a good pat on the back. I think if Ollie wouldn't have blocked it, Arthur was already on the floor. And I think probably that was going in.
Yeah.
But I thought Ollie put a shift in on Saturday.
He has the past few games, to be fair, but even more so, I think, on Saturday. Maybe it's this contract extension. It's kind of like, right, okay, the faith has been put into me for another 2 seasons. I've just got to do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's...
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it says a lot about him, that, though. The fact that you could argue a player with a different mentality of I've got me 2 years now.
Sit back. This
is me sunbathing on a beach. But you could argue that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Certainly somebody who's, sort of in their, early 30s, they've got a contract for another couple of seasons. You can sort of go, that takes me to 34. I could just put my feet up, not really do too much.
My business is going well, my clothing brand,
exactly.
so,
But so I think testament to him, I did notice him on Saturday, that he did put a shift in. I don't think people realise, like I said before, the sort of donkey work that he does, holding the ball up, trying, being strong. He was involved in the goal, so the ball came forward. And again, it was quite typical of what happened. Long ball forward into Ollie, took it down really well, and it was him who passed it out to Ryan Barnett to cross it in. And he did the dirty work in his own box as well. With set pieces, he has to come back and he has to do that. And I think for people who maybe don't play football, I think it's quite hard sometimes to realise that as a 6'5" striker, you're obviously at one end of the pitch. But when they've got corners, the manager likes you back in your own box as well. Just that jogging back back up front, back into your own box, especially when they have so much possession and they're pushing so much that you have to keep doing. You've got to have a level of fitness.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the fittest, but
he's got to be.
You've got to be a certain type of person to be able to knuckle down and get that done. Half-time thoughts. 1-0 up. obviously very early in the game.
Could have left then, really.
In hindsight, perhaps.
Nah, we wouldn't have wanted to
No,
leave
we wouldn't
early.
have. But in hindsight, potentially we could have left after 30 seconds. You know, seen the goal, celebrated the goal.
Let's go.
Let's get an Uber back into...
An Uber.
Uber.
That's an Uber.
Get an Uber back into town. Anyway. Yeah, thoughts, half-time.
Happy. I was chuffed. We were literally, like you said before about Mullen's goal, like 15 seconds or whatever it was, we were all just like, yeah, so let's go, let's do this. And then all of a sudden it was like, goal. And we were just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy. I was a little bit concerned. Obviously, we were 1-0 up. Going into half-time, that's always good. But then you've got... we held it for like 45 minutes, obviously, because of the goal so early. But then you have to hold it for another 45 minutes without, either getting another goal for yourself or trying not to concede a goal for, the other team. So that was a bit worrying. I thought, is this going to be like grit your teeth, bite your nails, kind of second half? But...
It was a little bit though, wasn't it? It's sort of like we came out, they started pressing us early.
Yeah.
Especially when you're away from home, they're going to get more possession. I tell you what I'm enjoying at the moment though. Watching teams scratch their heads trying to work out how to break us down. Because teams are struggling. If you look at games that we've played away from home, Bolton couldn't do it. Rotherham couldn't do it. Leyton Orient couldn't do it. There are teams who have not been able to score against us away from home. Peterborough couldn't do it. There's some decent League One teams there who can't break us down, and people do really struggle, and I'm enjoying that. Because I've always got quite a defensive head on, so I'm enjoying seeing teams struggle to work out a way of actually breaking us down.
You mentioned possession, but it's like people are like, I don't understand how Wrexham are winning constantly when their possession is like it was 26%, was it, on the game on Saturday, something like that?
The whole game, I think we were up around 34, 35.
Okay, so that's pretty average. I think that's...
For us,
yeah, that is pretty average. But I think what people need to know is, or understand, it's not... when we've got possession, we make something of that possession. Quickly.
Yeah.
We don't, like other teams may have, 50% possession, but may come away with no goals. So it's not, I think it's not what you do when you've got the ball, it's kind of what you do after you've got the ball. And it's like, you've got, like you said, get rid of it quickly in a strategic,
not get rid of it, but what
you're saying, what I mean,
build up, create a chance quickly. And
whereas, you can have the ball for like, 10 minutes and not creating. Nothing. Yeah. So I think people need to stop looking at the possession figures, because it doesn't necessarily reflect on the game that we've had.
I don't think Wrexham fans do anymore.
No.
Wrexham fans aren't bothered.
No.
Because I think they understand the way we play, and we like playing on the counter-attack. We're very confident in our ability. I think, they had one clear-cut chance, I would say, in the second half.
Yeah.
It fell to Nombe. He sort of spun and shot, and it went just wide. He probably should have scored. He probably should have at least got it on target.
I think is him burying his head in his hands, kind of. Yeah, I should have got that.
Yeah,
I think so. Can I just give you a fact?
You can.
Oh, talking of possession, I know we don't talk about it, but talking about possession, when we got the biggest possession against a team, I cannot remember which team it was, but when we kind of won on possession, if you like, we actually lost the game. So it goes to show.
Yeah, I get that. But,
so it goes to show,
but we did have the most possession against Shrewsbury, and we won that one.
Yeah.
So I get what you mean. It's not always about having the most possession, is it?
It's about what you do with the ball.
Because, we give the ball back to teams, and they just can't break us down. You have the ball as much as you want. We're confident in our ability to be able to shut you out. Mm-hmm. I think a big shout out for Dan Scarr on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
He was superb, and I think I would have to give man of the match to Mullin on Saturday because of, I'll talk about that in a minute, but I thought Dan Scow was right up there. Ryan Barnett, as always, is right up there, and you can't say any different. But I thought a special mention for Dan Scow because I thought he was...
George Dobson as well.
Yeah, very good.
It's really difficult because there's so, in every area of the pitch, and in all, in our positions, we've just got so many amazingly talented players, whether they're sitting on the bench or actually in the starting 11. Our team is just phenomenal, and I just So.
I thought Dan Scow was a beast, an absolute beast.
He is a beast.
He was. I really did. Oh, look, we lost Andy Cannon to an injury as well.
I think he'd already had broken fingers. He had white tape round them, or some sort of injury to his fingers.
He's had them before, but he's had that a few times before. Are you thinking about the joke, which we can't say on air, but it was quite funny. Anyway. But Ollie Rathbone, come on.
Oh.
He had a really good reception from the Rotherham fans.
Fair play to the Rotherham fans. Honestly, I was so chuffed for him.
Yeah, because players don't... I think that's a testament to him and the way he performed for them.
And then Wrexham players started singing, he only left you because you were... swear word,
but it's but I he did get a really good reception. I thought he played really well as well.
I thought he had the ball brilliant. A few times.
Look, I was talking about Mullin just then. He looked 20 minutes ago. He looked dead on his feet. He did. That's where the match fitness comes in.
Yeah.
And we had to push him further than he wanted to go. I think that was worthwhile doing that, especially with Jack being out. I think he needed to be pushed. But he talked about the crowd sort of lifting him, and I just thought he was tireless on Saturday, chasing stuff down. For me, I probably...
He nearly made it 2-0 as well.
He did, yeah. He had a shot from the edge of the box, first time shot. Keeper saved it well, and I thought, I just think I'd like, if it was up to me, I'd give it to him. I think just for that,
determination.
Yeah, I think so. We really dug deep on Saturday, especially in that last 20 minutes when he was clearly out.
I think at one point he indicated to Parky, it literally, I think if he could, he would have gone down on his knees and just begged. But like you said, the fact that he persevered through that 20 minutes of tiredness, and I think he's glad he did that.
I'm going to say it now. If Jack hadn't got his injury, I think we'd have pulled Paul off after 70 minutes.
Yeah.
The fact that Jack is now out, we've got to push him.
Parky's just got to go, right, you've just got to do it.
We've got to push him.
Yeah, Farl's not ready, so
Yeah.
Sky sent us a message saying, imagine telling someone we've had to hold our lead for 98 minutes.
I know, which is crazy, really. You had to hold on to a lead. But I don't think I've ever been to a Wrexham game where we've scored after so early and had to defend it for a full game.
Which is testament to our team.
I might have been.
You just can't remember.
I can't remember it. It's not something that sticks out, but I feel like this is going to stick in my mind. This Rotherham game, definitely.
Yeah.
David Middleton, he said Moles needed the minutes. He's got to get match fit. Parky pushed him past his limit, which is what he needed. Completely agree. Yeah, like we just said, he needs to know he can push past that pain point.
Yep.
Never stop running. They had possession but couldn't break the middle. It's Parky ball. Yeah, it is. I'm fine with it. Scar was a beast in the middle. O'Connor had another tough game. He's in for set plays and playing out 1v1. He gets roasted. They had no finisher. I'd agree with everything you said there.
Yeah. We concur.
Did we meet David? No.
We met David Williams.
David Williams, sorry. Okay. I get confused with David's.
Wheeler Rick Ramble said, hey, from Mesa, Arizona, USA, right near Phoenix. Go Rex. Great win. You two are great.
Oh, thank you
very
much.
Very concise and very lovely. Thank you very much.
Look, if you want to get in touch with us, you can send us a message on X, on Facebook, on, what's the other ones? Instagram, Threads.
Also LinkedIn
TikTok.
now.
Are we on LinkedIn?
I have got us on LinkedIn.
Wow. TikTok, or you can email us at wrexhamafc@gmail.com.
Before we move on to the next segmento, we did yesterday when we were walking, we were doing the live and we were walking back to the hotel, or into town, whatever we were doing, I can't remember. And we met David Williams, who watches the show, and he was actually the first one to comment on our very first episode.
Yeah.
And we've obviously had conversations with David on, I always thought it was my brother, if I'm honest, but turns out it's not. We've had conversations on, social media and things like that. But it was lovely to finally get, put a name to a face to the name even.
Yeah.
But he did send us a message and said after that he does see us at home games. So I think he's in our stand.
Ah, okay.
So if you do see us again, David, come over, have a chat. And
please do, because we were doing our post-game live on YouTube, so I couldn't really talk for very long, at all really. So come and grab us and have a chat. Look, fantasy EFL update.
It's getting tasty this now, isn't it?
It's getting tasty.
Getting tasty.
First is Kent Gulliford. Second is O. Roberts. Get in touch with your name if that is you. And third is Drew Campbell at the moment. We're talking about Christian. Me and Christian got the exact same points this week.
We did have a message from Sky as well.
Yes. Oh, yes.
He said he's coming for you.
Yeah, I think he might have more points than me. I think he said he was coming for the top of our league, not necessarily directly.
No, he's coming for you.
I think he's ahead of me.
Well, yeah. Maybe he did mean he's coming for the top lead thing.
Yeah, look, we got 2 games coming up this week. Siân completely forgot about Huddersfield, but
I don't know why I forgot, because my mum literally mentioned it to me when we picked up Poppy from their house.
Yes, we did.
I'm excited about this because my cousin's coming. She went to university in Lancaster. I'm not sure what Huddersfield's got to do with her, but...
No, me.
But anyway, she wanted to come to the game, so she's coming on Tuesday, which I'm very excited because I haven't seen her for a long time. So Huddersfield are 12th. It's their 12th. Well, it's our 12th league game.
Yes.
It's our 12th league game of the season, and it's on Tuesday, the 22nd of October, and it kicks off at 7:45. We are at home, of course, at the Stoke High Ras. It's the first Tuesday night league game, because obviously we had the EFL trophy last Tuesday. Home.
It's the first home league game on a Tuesday night.
Oh, it's weird because they beat Bristol. So Huddersfield beat Bristol Rovers on Saturday 3-1, which is bit worrying. Anyway, so far this season they've won 6, they've lost 5, and they haven't drawn at all this season.
I do find that odd when I see that stat. There are the odd few teams sort of scattered around leagues that sort of either win or lose, but don't seem to draw at all. So you know what Tuesday's going to be, don't you?
Yeah, let's hope not. So they're currently 6th on 18 points, which is not too shabby. They play in blue and white, so we'll obviously be playing in our lovely red tops.
Yeah.
Their last game against us was in May 2005 at the racecourse, which we lost 1-0 in the league. Hopefully that doesn't reoccur. So that was League One. They spent 2 seasons in the Premier League between the years of 2017 and 2019. They finished 23rd in the Championship last season and were relegated to obviously League One after winning just 9 games all season. So I don't know, are they better in League One than they are in the Championship?
I think they're still trying to find their feet, I think, at the moment. I think with any relegated team, it's all about recruitment for the following season. Rotherham, obviously, that we played on Saturday, they brought 14 new players in over the summer, and it sort of showed, you could tell they've got the quality there, but maybe not the cohesion that you need to be winning games and to pick teams apart. And I think that's the only thing that's missing with Rotherham, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
And I dare say I haven't watched Huddersfield very much in a lot of detail, but I dare say that's a very similar scenario with them. They've brought new players in, and they're just either really good and they're winning, or not so good and they're losing, and there's no sort of middle ground with them ultimately. Top scorer this season so far is Josh Koroma. He scored 4. He was in my fantasy EFL team at one point. I think I've taken him out now, but Anyway, by the by, predictions.
I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1. I'm going to go bigger. I'm going to go big this week. I'm going to go 3-0.
Okay.
Talking about predictions.
Oh, I knew this was going to come.
So-
I've just written your name, and as I was writing your name there, I thought, oh, he's going to mention this now.
Look, I got a prediction right on Saturday. I went for 1-0 against Rotherham. I got it right. Siân went for something ridiculous, and she was wrong. So now I'm in the lead.
3-0 wasn't ridiculous.
It
Turned
wasn't.
out it was, but it's not too ridiculous, I don't think.
It's not. So yeah, I'm in the lead at the moment, aren't I? Say it.
Yes!
Second game of the week, we've got
So annoying.
Charlton Athletic. It's the 13th league game of the season. It's on Saturday the 26th and it's a 3 p.m. kickoff. So excited. I am really excited. Never been to Charlton.
I think I'm excited because we've got a decent hotel this time.
Yeah, no, we're staying in the Hilton, darling.
Yo.
Yes, they play their home games at the Valley. It's 210 miles away, which is probably about 4.5 hours for us driving down. So we're going to be leaving early. We got allocated 3,155 tickets for the game. There were, at the time of recording, there's still tickets available.
Come on, guys.
I don't know how many are available. We usually do end up selling out a bit closer to the time. But yeah, like I said, I don't know how many are still available, but there we go. They drew 1-1 with Stockport on Saturday.
Stockport got someone sent off, so maybe that's why.
They've won 5, drawn 2, and lost 4 this season. They're 12th on 17 points. Literally 1 point separates 6th and 12th.
That's just mental.
So it's really tight at the moment, League One, especially around that area. They're away at Barnsley on Tuesday, so they've got a game in as well. They play in red, so I'm guessing we'll be in black or gold. I'm not sure.
Depends what their away kit's like.
They're playing at home, so they'll play in their home kit.
Yeah, of course.
A last game between the two teams.
I reckon we're playing gold because we played in black against Rotherham. So,
Maybe, yeah. Last game was a 1-0 defeat at the Valley in February 1982.
Before I was born.
I know, that's crazy, that, isn't it?
That is
'Cause you're
crazy.
old.
Well old.
When we were in Division 2, which is now known as the Championship. So that was I think we spent 4 seasons in the Championship. Oh, well, it wasn't. It was Division 2.
I wasn't here. I don't know.
No,
It was just a twinkle in my mum and dad's eye. Oh, actually, no.
yeah.
My mum was pregnant with me, obviously.
I think we spent four years in that league. It's the highest we've ever been. So they spent 8 seasons in the Premier League between 1998 and 2007. This is their 5th consecutive season in League One. They finished 16th last season. Elliot Lee, Owen O'Connell and George Dobson have all played for Charlton. Weirdly as well, they all played for Charlton immediately before playing for us. So Elliot Lee was on loan at Charlton from Luton. So he played there for a season and then we bought him.
Yep.
Owen O'Connell, he was at Charlton and we bought him. George Dobson obviously played for Charlton, left. He was going somewhere else, and we got him as a free agent, basically. So yeah, 3 players who not only have played for Charlton, but played for Charlton immediately before playing for us, which is strange. Top scorer this season is Matt Godden with 3. Prediction.
This one I think is going to be a toughie.
Yeah, I'm tempted with a draw for this one, I am.
What's yours then? Go on.
I was trying to trick you. I'm going 1-0 Wrexham.
I'm going to go 2-1 again, I think.
Yeah?
To Wrexham, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to push the boat out.
Push the boat out. You
Yeah.
get it pushed out. Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. So it's a mental health peer support group. They run 2 groups. One is for men. That is on a Thursday at 7 p.m. And the other one is on Monday at 8 p.m. And that is for women. They're Zoom calls. So all the details of how to get on them Zoom calls are down in the description if you are watching us on YouTube. If you are listening to the podcast, if you just shoot straight over to our YouTube channel, subscribe while you're there, like the video, and you'll find all the details of how to get on them calls down in the Description, yeah. That's the one. Quiz time.
Have you mentioned the Monday one as well?
Yes.
Oh, I just, sorry,
Yeah.
I zoned out.
Weren't listening. No.
I wasn't listening.
Weren't listening.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Look, quiz time.
Yeah.
It's such a... Yeah.
I'm so like happy, and then it comes to the quiz. I'm like, my shoulders just go. Oh.
I've got something to read out for the quiz.
Oh yeah.
Becoming regular. Rochelle Brown. She said, "Hey guys, been listening for about a year, but haven't reached out before. I'm from Indiana in the middle of the US." So hello, Rochelle. She talked about a few other things, but I've picked out something. She goes, "Ryan, you ought to be more encouraging of Siân during the quizzes, like nearly, or you've got the right idea, etc. You're super encouraging before the quiz, then obliterate her during." I don't feel, I do, but I don't feel like I want to change that habit.
This is like what it's like with our son.
Like to build you up before.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, just, you know.
And then just, I think we've
He's
got to
not
keep.
really, I'm only joking. He is a good dad.
We've got to keep the same format.
Yeah.
So, maybe if I just obliterate you before, and then I'm a little bit more encouraging during. No?
No.
Just encouragement all the way through.
Yeah, it would be lovely.
I'll try it. Look, Rochelle, I'll try it. I'll see how it goes. If I don't like it, we're going back to the old way. All right. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Look, good luck. You've got this, okay?
Oh my God, the sarcasm.
No, I'm being nice.
I know you're not being sincere. I know your sincere voice,
Look.
and that is not it.
Look at me. You've got this. Okay? Question 1.
Yes.
Paul Mullins scored 15 seconds after kick-off against Rotherham on Saturday, but which player took the kick-off?
What do you mean took the kick off?
Which?
Who started the game, you mean?
Yeah, all right. Go with that if you want.
George Dobson.
Wasn't. Paul Mullin.
Oh, you
Unlucky. Trying.
You're really... You are trying.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Our son was fascinated that Rotherham had a player with
Reece
this...
James.
Whoa! Let everyone else answer first.
Sorry.
That Rotherham had a player with the same name as a Chelsea player. What was his name?
Reece James even.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got to accept my first answer, Reece Jones.
My first answer was Reece James.
I'm joking. Well done. Number 3. We play Huddersfield and Charlton this week. Can you remember from a few weeks ago either of these clubs' nicknames? I'll give you a point if you just get one of them.
No.
You can't.
Charlton, are they the Valley Boys? I don't know.
They're not the Valley Boys. Do you want a clue?
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue for...
The Charlies.
It's not the Charlies. I'll give you a clue for Huddersfield first.
Okay.
Okay. It's dog related. If you think about that, just think about dogs.
The Terriers.
It is the Terriers. Well done. I'll give you a clue for Charlton. Yorkshire Terrier. Obviously, they're in Yorkshire.
Thanks for that.
I'm just saying.
Hence why I got the
I said
Terriers.
well done and everything. Charlton.
Yeah.
Okay. It's there's a fish and chip story behind why they're called that. No.
The Ramsdens.
It's not the Ramsdens.
I don't know.
It's the Addicts. I don't know if you remember us talking about
The
it.
Addicts.
No, not Addicts. Addicts.
Oh yeah. I
So
do
basically,
remember.
there's a story way back when that at the end of each game, there was a local fishmonger used to give them, a fish shop owner. And
fish chopper.
yeah, and they used to give them
got it right.
haddock and chips, and then haddock in a sort of like London accent was addicts, and it just became.
Oh, I can imagine my granddad saying that.
Yeah, so it just became the addicts. Yeah.
So my granddad was. Oh no, they're fans, aren't they? No, my granddad was an addict. Oh no.
Not an addict. He was an addict.
I'm just going to say he played for Charlton.
Yeah. Number 4. Owen O'Connell George Dobson and Elliot Lee all played for Charlton. But which one of them played more games for the Addicts?
I'm going to say Dobson, because didn't he play like every single game last season for them? Or whenever it was.
Gone with George Dobson. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well done. That is correct. He played for them for 3 or 4 years. Elliot Lee.
He was only on loan anyway, wasn't he?
Yeah, just one season. Owen O'Connell. I think Owen O'Connell only played for him for half a season.
Half a game.
No, not half a game. And number 5. Charlton's full name is Charlton Athletic.
Yep.
Can you name the only other team in League One who are also suffixed with athletic?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
And this isn't random. This is something you should know.
I can't think.
You should definitely know this.
Can you just fill the air a minute? Because
Can I fill the air? That sounds bad. You didn't like me filling the air last night in the hotel.
Oh,
It was disgusting last night when I was filling the air, wasn't it?
Oh my God, you're so weird.
I think we're going to have to put some sort of time limit on this.
I can't think. And it's going to be so obvious.
It is, yes.
I can't think.
No. Are you giving up?
No, can you give me a clue?
Absolutely
not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
No.
not, darling.
No. Do you want me to give you their nickname?
Okay.
The Latics. I'm not sure that's helping you.
I want to say Oldham Athletic, but it's not them because they're in League
they're
Two.
they're in the National League.
Have they gone down the National League? Oh.
They haven't gone down to the National League. They haven't moved from the National League.
Oh.
We were in the National League when we played them.
God, was that long ago?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
No. You're going to kick yourself. Get that leg ready. Wigan.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Sorry, Barry.
Yeah, I know. See, you should. I thought you'd get that. Didn't want to do options because the options would have been way too simple.
Yeah.
If I'd have done them, but well done. You did well this week.
Did I get 3 out of 5? 5.
Yeah. No, you did. You got 3 out of 5. It just feels uncomfortable being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not a nice person, really, are you?
Wow. Right, let's just wind that up before I start crying. Look, thanks very much for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed it. I don't know how this has gone this week. I think when we're both tired, we come out of it going, "Oh, it was all right."
It's all right, that, yeah.
And then we watch it back and we go, "Oh, maybe." No, we always do. No, it is always quite
It's always all right. But that's it. We're authentic. We don't we don't.
Yeah, it's just tired people.
We're just normal, authentic people.
Look, we got a really good week coming up. I'm really excited for this week. You know, Huddersfield at home, first Tuesday game under the lights at the racecourse. Looking forward to that. Really excited for that one. I love London. I love spending time in London. So travelling down there, although it's a very long drive, I'm really looking forward to that as well. The podcast next week's going to be an absolute nightmare because we've got to travel back up from London on the Sunday, record it at night, and then I'm up for work at 4 a.m. on the Monday. So I'm not sure how that's going to go.
Violins.
Thanks.
I'm up early as well.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for joining us this week, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.